Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kastor's Corner's live toy of the day. Sorry if you were watching the last stream, it kept cutting out and freezing, and there was a big delay. I wasn't sure it was getting up, so we're just starting over again. So welcome to the toy of the day here on castorscorner.com. You can head over to the website castorscorner.com to take a look at a gallery, full gallery. I did a lot of pictures of this guy and all of his accessories. As well as our archive. So you can find everything there. Follow us on social media. We are at Kastor's Corner on everything, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that. And check out the podcast this week with Blaine from Blainer Things. And tomorrow, upcoming podcast is with Matthew K from the Foosh. He's the photographer there. All right. So we're going to start over. So Boba Fett. We are talking about this guy. You guys are here to take a look at him. So this is the new deluxe Boba Fett figure from Hasbro for the Star Wars Black Series. He is not without his issues. I have bought multiple Boba Fetts and Mandalorians for a long time. You can see the difference between the Diamond Select and the new Hasbro one. There is a big size difference here. We bought Jango Fett a long time ago. No, actually not that long ago. But when you compare these two figures, they definitely upgraded the body they're using for Mandalorians here, because even the ones they did more recently, we had the Loyalist and the Commander. Those were a lot chunkier and thicker and weren't as posable as this new Boba Fett is. They really pulled out all the stops for this figure. But he's not without his issues. I think the biggest issue, I'll just start with the big issue. It's the jetpack. So here on the Jango Fett figure, you can see that he's got the two holes in the back, the two pegs, goes right in, boom, click. Perfect, right? Fits really great. Doesn't fall off. You can pose him. You can move him. This thing's not going anywhere. Now we get his son. We get Boba Fett, his clone, his son, whatever you want to call him. Just from the photography, just from doing video work with him, just from playing with the figure, just taking him out and getting used to him. See if you can see it. I'm going to try to focus on here. You can see the stress marks right there on that peg. It's starting to kind of chip away at the plastic or bend the plastic just from putting the backpack on and off. Jango Fett's had probably the same amount of workout. There's no stress on this joint at all. What they did with this new figure is they gave him depth. And by giving him depth, they did a plastic overlay for his armor, or a soft plastic overlay from the body. In doing that, it created depth for three-dimensional depth for the figure, but it also hinders the backpack. You can also see on the back of the figure, you can see the stress on this peg and here on this hole here, just from putting this on and off. It's bent the plastic, it's warped the plastic. So it's a little bit of a disappointment there. Once you put it on, though, if you put it on straight, there's a big gap. The only way to get it to fit into those pegs that I found is honestly to really push it in. And that'll get it there. The problem is once you start to pose the figure, it starts to pull away eventually. When you start to put on, so the rocket, his rocket is detachable, which was a nice little piece for it. He also comes with flame effects to do flight. We did some flight pictures with him. Those are actually movable. So they do move up and down. They're not static, which is a nice thing because you want to push him out just a little bit when he's flying. So I think overall, he looks great with his backpack. It's just getting it to stay there. I've debated whether or not I'm going to glue it in place, to be honest with you, just so I don't break it. I've also toyed with the idea once it hits actual retail stores to go buy another one and see if it's a known problem, if it's a continuing problem. And if so, there's nothing I can do about it. But if it's not, then swap it out and return it as a defective product. I think those are kind of my two options. So I'm actually going to take the backpack off to talk about the rest of the figure. So a couple things to worry about. He's got the elbow tubes. As you move them up and down, of course, you're going to put stress on them. One of my Mando loyalists already broke the tubes just from posing for pictures. So just be careful with those. What's nice though is this gauntlet here. It rotates separately from the hand and from the elbow, which is great because what you can do is the little piece there comes with an attachment to give him, and it's angled so it does fit in nicely, to give him his flamethrower. So you can give him his flamethrower, which is cool, which is really cool. He comes with his blaster rifle, which also looks great in his hand. They did give him the wrist articulation that goes up and down for his hand that's going to hold the gun. Sorry, I know you're staring at me doing this before I can get it up, but there you go. Okay, so he can shoot straight out like that, or if you want to pose him holding the gun, you know. So it gives him that option. I really like that they kind of, I mean, they've done that for a while. I want to say back to G.I. Joe. I think Lowlight was the figure that they started doing that articulation with. And they've done that with some of the Jedis for the lightsabers. I really like it when they do it for people that are weapons guys. Really adds to the posing of them. He also comes with a 2-part blaster, melted by a lightsaber, of course, in Return of the Jedi. It does go back together. So you can pose it together, or you can pose it apart, falling apart. So I think that's a nice little touch to it. His targeter goes down and up, no problems. Doesn't bend, doesn't have any issues going up and down, which is really nice. What else does he come with? And he comes with a wrist accessory. So this will go, clips onto, and it comes in the package like this. Comes on with it, and it has a little grappling hook to help him either swing or shoots and wraps up Luke. It's a little bit short to be able to recreate that. You'd probably have to cut it and put a longer string to wrap around Luke and have him holding Luke. Kind of want to skiff now. I really kind of want to skiff for the Black Series. I would love to be able to recreate that scene. I think I would be a very happy person if I could recreate that scene. I don't need a barge for the Black Series, but I would like a skiff for the Black Series for sure. Maybe in Return of the Jedi anniversary year, I think in like 2 years, we can get that. They gave him a lot of depth. The knee pads are separate pieces. The arms are separate pieces. The belt is a separate piece. Like I said, the overlay for the armor. The shoulder pads are independent of the arms, so it doesn't hinder movement at all. So you can put him straight out. It works really well. Besides the jetpack, this is the most solid figure that they've created in a while. It might be one of my favorite figures ever. And honestly, I mean, this is really one step away from the older Mando, or the older Boba Fett from the Mandalorian series. I mean, a new coat of paint and some soft goods around the legs and repainting it, right? I mean, it's one step away. Repaint the legs, give him black pants, maybe some black up here, and give him some soft goods, and you're done. You got, the Mandalorian Boba Fett. It's really, really good if they just fix the backpack. And I talked to Bill, who also got his this weekend, and he had no backpack issues. The last thing I will say about this, somebody just said in the chat, the wash on the pants. Yeah, I mean, from here up, detail crazy. From here down, not much there. But I'm okay with it, to be honest with you. I don't think it detracts from the overall look of the character. It doesn't stand out as unpainted, to be honest with you. I didn't notice it until you said it. Somebody mentioned that there's a lack of wash down on his pants. Here's the other nice piece. I mean, we've seen this kind of, and I don't know if I'll be able to do this. I don't think I'll be able to really show this well on camera. I will do my best without breaking him. So underneath is a fully sculpted, God, I forgot his name. The actor who plays Boba Fett, or Jango Fett, and who plays Boba Fett. His head is fully sculpted underneath that mask. I think, the plan was to be able to remove it like Jango here, but they didn't do it. So I'm excited to see them use that finally. The head, it does something to give depth to the figure itself, to have an actual head under there instead of just molded plastic. So I really think they did a good job with it. So 11 minutes on one figure. I would buy it. I wouldn't suggest skipping it. Like I said, Bill had some problems with the helmet being a little bit too molded onto the face, whereas I'm having trouble with the backpack, but Bill didn't have any trouble with the backpack, and I don't have any trouble with the helmet. So I don't know what to tell you. I think your mileage may vary, but I'm definitely in to buy another one, maybe to repaint it, glue it together, repaint it, and make it an older Boba Fett, and then I don't have to buy Hasbro's. Maybe. The problem is I'm not good enough at painting this stuff. I'd be fine with the lower part, but up here I'd be in trouble. Anyway, so there you have it. Brand new Return of the Jedi based Boba Fett Star Wars Black Series Deluxe figure. Yes, it is. It is going to get scalped. This is going to be a very, very hard to find in-demand figure. So get him while you can. Do not sleep on this one. So much so that I don't feel like I need my San Diego Comic-Con version. I mean, that's how good this figure is. And he kicked off the Black Series line. I remember standing in line to get him back in the day and so happy to have him. And now this guy is definitely going to be replacing him on the shelf. So he will be available at retail coming up in the next few weeks. Our friend Mike at Mike's Toys and Stuff will have him. You can get him at normal retailers, but I would recommend getting him as soon as you can. Don't wait. Don't wait for the price to drop. He's $29.99. Don't wait for the price drop. Don't wait for the sale. This one is one that is worth it between the accessories, the detailing. Don't skip them. So thanks, guys, for watching. Full gallery of this guy on the website right now, along with the video. Check out our podcast, Cornercast podcast on Apple Podcasts this week with Blaine from Blainer Things. And you too. Have a good night, Tyler. And this week, Matthew K. from The Foosh. Follow us at Kastor's Corner on everything. And thanks for watching. And tomorrow, we've got some new Transformers to look at, unless something new pops up. So we'll be doing Transformers for a couple of days next week. Thanks for watching, guys. And check out the website, castorscorner.com. See you tomorrow.